Hey guys, today I'm really excited to talk to you about the new film Ultraman Rising, which comes to Netflix on June 14th. Now, I've got to preface this by saying I went into this not knowing anything about Ultraman. I don't know anything about the Ultraman universe at all. So this really worked as a great introduction for me. So for those who do, I don't know what's repetitive, what's not, but for me, I really was able to immerse myself in this world. I liked the world building, the character building. I feel like I got to learn a lot about Ultraman. And I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with this movie pretty much right from the start. Now, I've got to admit there's some jokes at the beginning, such as like drinking farts and stuff that just didn't work for me. Kids, younger audiences are gonna find it hilarious. I was just kind of like, okay, really? Like, that's a joke? So there were some jokes that didn't land for me, but there are a lot that do, and those ones were kind of at the beginning, and then things sort of find themselves, kind of finds its own way, I guess I should say. Within the first like 30 minutes, we start to really get there. There's a lot of adventure action sequences in this, and they're really good. The kaiju look amazing. The animation style is just absolutely stunning. I really, really enjoy that aspect of this. I think the animation is beautiful. And I really loved the relationship between Kenji and Emmy. I thought it was adorable. I really get, like, as a parent, I really get that vibe, right? Wanting to protect your baby, but also like wanting to push your baby out of the nest and like let your baby discover things on their own when they need to. Like, I have two kids who are, oh gosh, they are 11 and about to be 13. And so I get it, right? I totally understand where Kenji is coming from. And I really, really enjoyed just the almost immediate bond that he had with Emmy, and at least that Emmy had towards him. There's another relationship in here that I don't want to dive into too much for fear of spoilers, but I did wish we got to explore his relationship with this person a lot more. And I feel like we didn't. I feel like there's a lot more story to be told between them, which hopefully we do see in the future. I also feel like there's a lot more there's a stinger here at the end, okay? Let me put it that way. And there's a lot more that we're going to dive into. These were things that I was kind of hoping were going to be in this movie. I felt like I really wanted answers to certain things. But that being said, I'm not mad that they're going to do another one. And I feel like it probably honestly would have been too much crammed in here because the pacing is done really well. The villain is great. The villain's motives are there, which sometimes doesn't happen. There's great motives. They actually work with the overall theme of the movie, which again, I don't really want to get into too much. So I don't want to ruin anything. But what I will say is that it works really well, really worked for me. And although I wanted more from certain relationships in this movie, I'm not mad that we're probably going to get them later, and I kind of understand because it did keep things tighter, whereas it could have gone off the rails if they tried to shove it in, and that's maybe what happened, right? Maybe they decided to revise some of the writing and say, hey, we're going to save this relationship, at least the nitty-gritty of this relationship, for the future. It's emotional. This is an emotional journey. There's some moments where I got teary. I'm not going to lie, guys. I know I'm sensitive, but there were some moments that I was like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing. Again, as a parent, I understand a lot of the themes in Ultraman Rising, and not just between Kenji and Emmy, also between Kenji and his father. There's a lot of stuff happening here, and it's really tugs at the heartstrings, let's put it that way. So, I mean, overall, I had a lot of fun with this movie. I really like being introduced into the Ultraman world. Definitely something I'm going to dive more into. I know there's a lot of other stuff out there, and I'm very intrigued. I think the animation was gorgeous. I love the story. I love the theming and the messaging of family and parents and how difficult that can be. The action is great. The villain is great, and I feel like you really need a good villain, especially in something like this, to really pull off the story. And I thought the villain was great, and not just the villain, but the villain's actual motives. It all works as a complete story, and I really enjoyed that. I love that there's a stinger and that we're going to get more. I think my biggest issues were that humor that, like, is up and down and, like, sometimes lands, sometimes doesn't for me, because it is definitely geared towards a younger audience. And then I also do wish we had kind of dove into a couple of relationships more, like I said, but I do get that they're probably saving that for future films. So yeah, listen, I enjoyed it. I had fun. Emmy is freaking adorable, by the way. And I love Kenji and Emmy together. I love their bonding. There's stuff that has to do around baseball that I thought was adorable between their bonding. And that is all I will say. But I hope you guys check it out when it hits Netflix on June 14th. I don't think you'll be disappointed. If you guys have any questions, I will try to answer best I can without spoilers down below in the comments. If by the time you already got to this review, you've already seen it by the time you got to this review, let me know. I want to know what you thought. Be sure to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. Follow me over on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and you guys can check me out at MamasGeeky.com. Thanks. I'll see you next time.